So I remembered that I had free will the other day. So now I'm gonna talk about something kind of random, but like, just stick with me, okay? I want you to do me a favor and picture the last time that you saw a movie in the theater. You don't have to. You could just keep sitting there with your arms crossed. I get AdSense either way. For me, it was DreamWorks' last animated film, The Wild Robot. Incredible movie, by the way. Cried like a little baby, 9 out of 10. So, you know, you're watching the movie. Maybe it's super good. Maybe it's the most influential piece of media you've ever seen in your life. And maybe it's a steaming pile of garbage, trash, dumpster trash. But eventually, you reach the end of the movie. The camera, like, zooms in on the main character, and they say something cool like, I guess you could call me a wild robot. Boom, cut to credits. Now, be honest, did you, as soon as the credits started rolling, get up and leave? Sit. Movie's not done. The credits sequence is something that is in every single piece of cinematic media. But I think as an indirect result of its ubiquity, we don't talk about it enough. For any other ADHD havers out there, you know the struggle of hyperfocuses? Hyperfocuses. And one consistent hyperfocus for me throughout my movie watching years has been just very cool and interesting credits. Because it's so easy to like, just sort of when you get to the credits, because, you know, it's this thing that you're legally required to put at the end of your movie. You know, just listing this big thing of names, like, let me just frickin'... But I really think credits should be considered as much a part of the movie as anything else. Whenever I'm watching something, I always try and make a point of sitting through the credits, and not just because Marvel has pilled all of us to expect another scene afterward. No, you're not getting off that easy. Show me the credits. No, Netflix, I don't want to skip the credits. Stop recommending me stuff the millisecond after my movie ends. I want to watch the credits. A whole team of talented people worked on the thing that I just watched. Do you not want me to, like, recognize their work? And not only that, but the credits should really be a time where I can just sort of sit and reflect and collect my thoughts. What I'm saying is the credits should be an extension of the movie. And if your credit sequence is like the movie equivalent of the last paragraph of a high school research paper, then I'm gonna be like, oh, I guess they didn't care that much. Now I just want to turn the movie off and go do something else, like, I don't know, listen to music with, like, I don't know, my Raycon everyday earbuds. Anyway, this video is sponsored by Raycon. I tried filming a product review of these earlier, but well, here's how that went. Hold on, I just realized this product review doesn't make any sense because you can't hear. So I guess I'll just have to talk about these things instead. First of all, take a look. Look at that. They fit so good. And the gel tip thingy, it's like customizable. Hold on. They give you like a whole rack of them. You got big, giant fucking elephant ears? No problem. They got Raycon, guys got you covered. We're all ear inclusive here on the Jonah Who channel. Now you're probably wondering, hey Jonah, why? Well, first of all, the sound quality is great. Like, yeah, it's just very good. I've been using them for like a week now, and I don't have any complaints. They got touch controls so that you can control stuff without like opening your phone up. I do a lot of running when I'm late for class, and they don't fall out. Also, there's obviously no wires that get tangled on stuff. Also, it doesn't compress your head like headphones do. This carrying case thingy is super cool. Like they gave me the space color. You just put them in there, and now they're charging. And it's like an hour and a half for 10 minutes of charging. Also, I like doing this. And if you want to give Raycon a try for 30% off, that's 30% off a price, which, by the way, is already way more affordable than schmerschmods, because that was my concern for the biggest time, being a earbud denier. So if you want that discount, you can use my link in the description, buyraycon.com/JonahWho, to get up to 30% off on Raycon's everyday earbuds. And don't worry if you don't like them for any reason, you can send them back within the first 30 days. I think that's pretty nice of them. You do not need to be this nice. They sent me these for free. You guys are giving these away? Everybody say thank you, Raycon. We love you, Raycon. Okay, hold on, what was I talking about? Credits. So one of the first movies I can remember that kickstarted my obsession with credits was Wreck-It Ralph. After a cute little story about the video game bad guy who wanted to become a hero, befriending Sarah Silverman, played by Sarah Silverman, we get the final line of dialogue.
How bad can I be?
We fade to black, wait a few seconds, and then... This is an interesting little instrumental here right now. Oh, and they also got pixel art. I think I'm gonna keep watching. Also, side note, I had no idea that this was an Owl City song for the longest time, and when I figured that out, I was like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. I think he was the only correct option to make a song for this movie. Anyways, the credits go on. They display the names on screen in fun and creative ways. Oh, hey, cool, it's in a medal. Oh, cool, his name is Buildings. Oh, cool, this guy's not done anything wrong yet. I am such a big fan of creative text displaying. I can't be the only one, right? It's very hard to explain why, but I eat that shit up like it's a 5-course dinner. And I haven't eaten in a while. Also, the characters are still here, so it's almost like the story is still going. The song is still bumping. It's been fun, but now I've got to go. And even when they reach the part where it's just a big block of text scrolling, it still has that visual, distinct look to it. At that point, Owl City fades out and Drive by Rihanna starts playing, which I definitely just thought was about cars for a bit too long. I loved this credit sequence so much that after I watched the movie for the first time, I went on YouTube and just watched the credits scene over and over and over and over. I never talked to anyone about this because, like, you know, when's the last time you were talking about a movie with your friend and they were like, the movie was great. One of the best movies I've seen in a while. What about those credits, though? Even just searching Wreck-It Ralph credits on YouTube, I was embarrassed. Like, the FBI agent monitoring my online activity would be like, oh, loser, dweeb, and dork. But I'm tired of pretending. I'm finally living my truth. I like credits. Today we take a stand against the true oppression in this country. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Anyway, after seeing The Light, it was hard to not notice when other movies would, sort of throw in the towel when they got to the credits. What better example than, funnily enough, Wreck-It Ralph 2. Ralph Breaks the Internet. A movie that we all watched and loved, and it was so cool. When the credits rolled around on this one, in my head I was legitimately thinking, this shit better have some freaking awesome credits. This better be good enough to make me watch it over and over when I get home. And then Imagine Dragons started playing. Like, at least it was an original song. Because when movies use licensed pre-existing tracks in their credits, more often than not, it's just a sign of, we're done, to me. But music aside, do you guys see how, like, lifeless and dull this is? Like, what am I looking at here? There's not a different art style. Everything's in this blocky, default-ass text. There is nobody here. It's this desolate wasteland. There's no movement. There's no life here. Which, for a movie like this... I'm gonna wreck you! just does not cut it for me. Like, it's not easy to take this thing that could easily just be name, and then seamlessly blend it with your movie so that it becomes part of the overarching artistic goal. I'll give you some more examples of credit sequences that I like. Zootopia. For this one, they animated a whole separate scene for the Shakira Gazelle concert, and we get to see where all the characters are now while their respective VA's names show up on screen. Big Hero 6. This movie does a similar thing to Wreck-It Ralph, where it shows all the characters in this cool comic book style, and also Fall Out Boy. The Penguins of Madagascar. Now in this movie there's a running joke where Skipper keeps forgetting the name of the main bad guy, Dave, and when his name comes up in the credits, they initially type the wrong name and then quickly backspace and retype it. It's a very small detail, but these things matter. I guess what I'm saying is that your credits should have personality. Every single part of your credits should be adding to the personality of your movie. And of course I've only talked about animated movies so far, but everything I've said also applies to live action. In live action, I feel like it's even more of a tendency to just go, name. Fuck you. But one of my favorite examples of a good, creative, engaging, live-action opening credit scene is actually from a very recent movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. Keeping in line with the Deadpool spirit, there's a big, brutal fight where Deadpool kicks ass with a cheeky little song playing in the background. But amongst all the carnage, we also get these slow-mo shots where the cast and crew's names are inscribed on Hugh Jackman's adamantium bones. I mean, it fits so seamlessly into the movie, and this time I was not the only one to be obsessed with this scene. I think a lot of us are never going to listen to Bye 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 the same way again. Another option for doing credits in live action is to just animate them. And sometimes that is like the best way to embody the spirit of your movie. When I think of this, I think of like Catch Me If You Can, where the credits tell sort of like a mini story. There's this intriguing little jazzy score. And the names themselves are all part of the scene. I like this transition where the P in Spielberg turns into the P in DiCaprio, and then Leonardo is like an airport sign. And it's cool. I like it. Oh, and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids had some insane opening credits. You guys remember that? Before you say it though, no, I'm not saying that all credits need to be big and exciting and have lots of colors and moving parts, because that doesn't work for all movies. Imagine at the end of Titanic, Jack has just sunk into the ocean. Spoiler, I guess. It fades to black. And then... So now let's take a look at some movies that make minimalistic credits work. Yeah, so I don't know why I said let's take a look at some movies, plural, but there's only one example. One good example, I think, is Parasite. Actually, there were a couple other examples that I wanted to include, but fucking nobody uploads clips from credits to YouTube. Go figure. Anyway, here's what the credits to Parasite look like. So obviously it's in Korean, which, despite my appearance, I could not translate for you. Sorry, Emma. But I actually think that's better for the purposes of this analysis, because I can focus on other stuff besides the actual text. Like, for one, it's tiny amongst this big, empty black void. And the way I interpret that is sort of representing the just overwhelming sense of emptiness and despair that comes to our characters at the end of the movie. Spoiler, they don't live happily ever after. The speed at which the text fades in and out is also intentional. When paired with this sort of melancholic yet still kinda hopeful piano music, it just has this flowing cadence of just... It's hard to nail down. It's an interpretive ending, and this is very clearly trying to, you know, not telling you what to think. The Hangul is written in more of a script font as opposed to like the more blocky style, because it's rough but still sort of refined, which is exactly how the characters in the movie try to present themselves. If you know what you're doing, you can still make this type of credits good. Now at the end of the day, you know what? I don't know why I put that phrase in so many of my videos. I have so much, at the end of the day, it's a real tongue twister. Anyway, this is all my opinion. Maybe I'm just overanalyzing the hell out of everything I look at. You know what? As a matter of fact, I definitely am. But I just wanted to highlight this thing that I feel like not enough people appreciate as, an important part of film and television. It's just, I like credits. I like them. And for any filmmakers who happen to be watching this, I have a foolproof idea to guarantee that everyone sits through your credits. Anyway, that's all I got for today. If you enjoyed, be sure to, this is Samurai, slice that like button and scratch it. What? Be sure to subscribe to everything that makes YouTube show this to more people. And once again, thank you to Raycon for sponsoring my dumb rants. Yeah, this is more of a quick one. I didn't really talk for so long. Check out my link in the description to get 30% off of your Raycon order. And if you don't, I will unfortunately have to play that song. The one that goes like boom, boom, boom.